Imagine dedicating 8 years of your life to the Marines, finding love, and building a seemingly perfect life, only to have it all come crashing down. 6 months ago, everything seemed perfect. But one night, a single discovery turned my world upside down. My wife had been having an affair for over 7 months, and I had the proof. I was filled with rage, so was forced to confront her. And the truth about what happened shattered our lives. And that's just the start of my cheating story. I'm 36 and currently in the process of getting divorced from my wife, Hannah, who's 34, due to her cheating. We got married during my second year in the Marines, in which I served a total of 8 years. And while I was in the Marines, she transferred colleges and moved in with me on the base. I got out of the Marines when I was 26, and she'd just graduated from college and got a job in her field almost immediately. And as for me, well, I got recruited by a private security company and started working. 6 months ago, I would have told you that our relationship was great. We didn't really have any big fights, and while we did argue, it was usually about something dumb. It was never anything serious. We were loving, caring, and compassionate to each other. And when we did fight over something, we'd hear the other out and adjust. Anyway, Hannah started to become friends with her colleagues, and they'd go out after work almost every Friday. From my perspective, this was good, because when I was in the military, our friends would come and go because of duty station changes, so she never really made any real friendships. I was happy that other than her family, me, and FaceTiming her old friends, she had someone new to talk to. I met most of the people she worked with at her company functions, and the ones she was closest to were nice, and it comforted me knowing that she was surrounding herself with good people. That said, some little things started to come up that would irritate me, like her constantly being on her phone, and sometimes comparing me to one of her coworkers. I tried talking to her to see what her problem was, but she would brush me off, so I suggested that we do couples therapy, but she told me that she's not the one with the problem. I decided to go to therapy just for my own mental well-being, as far too many service members unalive themselves, and I refused to be another statistic. A few days after we had that conversation, and while she was asleep, I went through her phone. Now I know that it's not the right thing to do, but I was sick and tired of living this way and needed answers. At this point, though, I didn't think she was cheating, but there was something wrong for sure. I thought that she may have had a falling out with a friend. That's not what I found. The truth was much worse, as she'd been having an affair for over 7 months. I read all of the messages, and as I did, I took screenshots and sent them to myself. Every message hurt more than the previous one, and truthfully, I don't know how I held it together. It started off by her complaining about me, saying that I don't do enough. Then he would reaffirm her, telling her that if she was with him, he'd do everything for her. It soon turned to flirting from both sides, and eventually, sexting. There were some messages along the lines of, "Last night was great, and when can we meet up again?" So I know that things turned physical between them. I didn't sleep that night as I was thinking about what I needed to do, and before I knew it, it was morning. When she came downstairs, I was looking up divorce lawyers, but when I heard her coming, I went to my office and acted as if I was working. She got ready for her day and left without saying anything to me, which had become the norm. I spent a few more hours looking into divorce lawyers and getting my mind right, and ended up being late to work. When I got home, she was on the couch, and just the sight of her infuriated me, so I confronted her. "We need to talk."
Oh, God, what is it now?
"Get the fuck over here, you cheating whore!" This was the first time she ever heard me raise my voice, and immediately she came to the kitchen table and sat down. I told her that I knew she was cheating, and that I'm divorcing her, which is when she started to cry. I thought she was being pathetic, and told her to stop because this is all her doing, and she's only crying because she's been caught.
Please don't go. Don't break up with me. Well, why don't we have a one-sided open relationship?
Just stop. I will never touch you again. The sight of you makes me want to vomit. To think of all the bullshit you've put me through these last few months, it's unforgivable. I want nothing to do with you. You were the biggest mistake of my life, so thank you so much for wasting my time, my money, and my patience. I should have known you didn't have the ability to keep your legs closed. After that, I went upstairs, packed up some things, and got some important paperwork in my laptop. Before I left, I told her that my lawyer will be in touch, and she should get her own. I've never spoken to anyone like that, so I'm feeling guilty about it. I know it was rough, but I said everything I was feeling. I just felt so much rage and couldn't stop myself. Well, good job on OP for making a clean break from this situation. He really wasn't messing around when it came to finding a divorce lawyer. It's funny to me how he was able to leave a situation that he was no longer happy in, but rather than do the same, his partner chose to sneak around behind his back. Cheaters always go about doing things in the most cowardly way, not caring about who they hurt in the process, as long as they get what they want out of a situation. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video on coffee and popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.